Good morning, students. Welcome you all in online teaching session of Academic World School, Bemitra. My name is Rameswar Misra. I will going to deal with one of your subject, that is economics, which is part of your social science. Children, I am talking about the class 9 social science subject, economics. So today we will going to begin with the first chapter of your economics, that is story of village Palanpur. In this chapter today we will learn few terms, meaning of that are what is economics. Because you are learning economics subject, you should know what is the meaning of economics. Then what is economic and non-economic activity. Then what do you mean by primary and secondary activity? And then we learn organization of production. It means what are the things required to do the production. These are the few topics we will going to learn today under your first chapter of economics, that is again story of a village Palanpur. So my dear children, I will begin with the first term, that is the meaning of economics. What is economics? Economics is a subject in which we study the various economic activities for the better utilization of resources. इकोनॉमिक्स क्या है? एक सब्जेक्ट है जिसमें हम वेरियस इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज को पढ़ते हैं फॉर द बेटर यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज. Now what do we mean by economic activity? Examples I am giving like production, consumption, saving, investment, distribution. These are the example of economic activities. So in economics we study about the production, consumption behavior. We study about the investment, we study about the saving, we study about the distribution in this subject. So once again I am revising the meaning. Economics is a subject in which we study the various economic activity for the better utilization of resources. Now my dear children, I will going to explain you two main important terms, that is an example of economic activity, that is production and consumption. What is production? Production is a process. Production क्या है? एक process है by which the raw material is getting converted into a finished product. I want to give you one example. If you want to make a tea, then you would need certain resources like tea powder, milk, sugar, water and other few things. By using that you will going to convert these resources into a finished product, that is a tea. So to make any product we need the raw material, and that raw material is getting processed, and finally when we get the output, that is called the finished product. Finished product means pen, pencil, benches which is ready to use, that is called finished product. So my dear children, production is a process by which the raw material is converted into a finished product. This is the meaning of production, and this is one of the example of economic activity. And this type of economic activity in details we study in the economics subject. Then what is consumption? What is consumption? Consumption is a process by which consumer able to satisfy his or her needs and wants. So consumption क्या है? एक प्रोसेस है by which consumer able to satisfy his needs and wants. Who do the consumption? Consumer, ग्राहक. Who do the consumption? Consumer. That is called in Hindi grahak. So consumption is a process by which consumer consume the goods and services to satisfy his needs and wants. The same thing I have written here. Consumption is a process by which consumer able to satisfy his needs and wants. Example: consumer will go and buy a cloth from a market to satisfy his need and wants of cloth. So that is the meaning of consumption. So production and consumption is an example of economic activities. There are many other economic activities are there. So this type of activity actually we learn in the economics subject. I hope children you will have able to understood the meaning of economics. Once again I am reminding, it is a subject in which we study the various economic activity for the better utilization of resources. See, when we study the various economic activity, we understand the problem and then we try to solve, and because of that we will able to utilize the resource in proper manner. Dear children, we know resource is limited, so we have to utilize the resource properly, and we have to save the resource also for the future generation. So economic subject help you how to better use of the resources which are getting used in various economic activity. So all these things we study in the economics. So children, this is about the economics meaning. Next, children, we will going to learn about the meaning of what is economic activity. We will learn now the meaning of economic activity. I have just explained the few examples of economic activity, but let us learn the meaning of economic activity. Economic activity is an activity which is carried out with the hope of earning profit. Alright, with the hope of earning profit. That is the meaning of economic activity. Economic activity refers to all those activities which is carried out by the people to earn the profit, to earn the money. That is called economic activity. Example, doing production of biscuit by a company is an example of economic activity, and company doing the production of biscuit to earn the profit, to earn the money. Teacher teaching in a school, that is also an example of economic activity, because he teach in a school to earn the money. So economic activity is an activity which is carried out with the hope of earning profit. Example of economic activity, I am writing here: production of wheat to sell in the market. Production of wheat, rice, pulses by the farmer to sell in the market is an example of economic activity. There are many examples of economic activities are there. Shopkeeping, dairy farming. So this is the meaning of economic activity. Now we will learn the meaning of non-economic activity. Non-economic activity. Non-economic activities are those activities which is carried out without the hope of earning profit. What I have written here, children? Non-economic activities are those activities which is carried out by the people without the hope of earning money or profit. Activity किया जाता है लेकिन एम नहीं होता है पैसा कमाना. That is the meaning of non-economic activity. Example: a teacher teaching his son at home is an example of activity, but he is teaching his son with not a motive of earning the money. Therefore, it is an example of non-economic activity. There are many examples. Economic activity is mainly carried out with the love and affections, with the emotions. People are rendering the services to other people, not to earn the money. My dear children, these days we are facing a problem of coronavirus, and you can see on the television that many people are helping the many people. Many people are helping to the many people, just with a hope of love, affections and enthusiasm. They are not helping or doing that activity to earn the money. So non-economic activities are those activities which is carried out without the hope of earning profit. Now we will learn the next term, that is what is primary activity and what is secondary activity. Primary activity, are those activities which is carried out by the large number of people in a particular area is called the primary activity. Is an activity which is carried out by the large number of people in a particular area is called primary activity. What I have written, children? Primary activity is an activity which is carried out by the large number of people in a particular area is called primary activity. Example: in a village, large number of people are involved in doing farming. Then farming will become the primary activity of that village. Have you understood? If in a particular area more number of people, more percentage of people are involved in doing particular activity, that activity becomes the primary activity. An example I have given you: suppose in a village more number of people out of total people, if they are involved in doing farming, then farming becomes the primary activity of that area. Now we will learn next the secondary activity. Secondary activity are those activity which is apart from the primary activity. Secondary activity are the activity which is apart from the primary activity. Suppose example I am writing here of primary activity is of farming. Of village Palampur. What I have done? Suppose farming is a primary activity of a village Palampur. Then what will be the secondary activity? Apart from the farming, whatever the activity people are doing in that village, that becomes the secondary activity. So secondary activity are the activity which is apart from the primary activity, and the example here may be dairy farming, shopkeeping, manufacturing of jaggery, manufacturing of handicraft product, barber activity, and many more, which is apart from farming activity, become the secondary activity. So we have learned, dear children, the meaning of primary activity and secondary activity. Now one important question arises कि when an activity become a primary activity. Farming is not a primary activity of each and every area. I told you it depends upon the percentage of people involved in a particular activity, then it become a primary activity. So when large percentage of people are involved in a particular activity, that activity becomes the primary activity. So for a village Palampur, farming may be the primary activity. For village Palampur, I am writing one question, pay attention. What is the primary activity of village Palampur? What is the primary activity of village Palampur? And my dear children, answer is farming. But on what basis I am saying this? कि farming is a primary activity of a village Palampur, because I am writing here because 75% of the people of village Palampur involved in farming. Hence, farming becomes the primary activity of village Palampur. Take an example. As a primary activity, this one. Now, what will be the secondary activity for the village Palampur? Apart from farming, whatever the other activity people of that village are doing, that will become the secondary activity. And I have given the example like dairy farming, fishing, horticulture, poultry farming, shopkeeping. So these are the secondary activity. I hope you have understood this topic. Now, dear children, we will learn further the topic that is organization of production. So we will going to learn now organization of production. Dear children, I have explained you the meaning of production. Means is a process. Production is a process by which we convert the resources, raw material into a finished product. But to do the production, we need resources. What we need? We need resources. So we have to organize that resource. We have to organize that resource to do the production. So dear children, I think you understood what we will going to learn now. To do the production, we need resource. So we have to organize, we have to bring that resource at a one place to start doing the production. So we will learn what are the things required to do the production. My dear children, this topic can be also termed as, that is organization of production can be also termed as resource required for doing the production or factors of production. So first I am writing how other way it can be known. Resource required for the production, or I can write this topic as factors of production. So if a question comes, what do you mean by factors of production? What do you mean by resource required for doing the production? Or what do you mean by organization of production? Answer will be same. So let us begin with this topic now, children. That is factors of production. So organization of production refers to land, labor, capital, knowledge and enterprise. So this refers to the factors of production, or you can say these things we require, these things we need to organize to do the production. So factors of production refers to land, labor, capital, knowledge and enterprise. These are the things required to do the production of any good in this world. Or I can say in another way, we need, these are the resources, these are the factors, or we need to organize these things to do the production. Without this, production is not possible. To do the production of any good in this world, we need the factors, we need the resources, and that we have to organize at one place, and that is land, labor, capital, knowledge and enterprise. So we will be able to start the production. Now we will learn one by one. Land. Land is a natural resource. Is a natural resource, and this resource, or I can say this factor, first we have to organize, because if we have a land, then other things I will able to bring there. If land is there, I will able to construct a building, I will able to bring the machine, I will able to bring the labor, I will able to bring the other raw material, so I can start doing the production. So labor is the natural resource which is first and foremost required to start the production. Then labor. Labor is the one who help in doing the production, who put his efforts, hard work to convert the resource into a product, in a good, in a finished good. So labor refers to human having knowledge, skills and the quality, who put his efforts, who use his potential to do the production. Dear children, we know that to do the production of anything we need labor. Without labor we cannot do the production. Example, if you have to do the cultivation of wheat in a piece of land, you need the labor, that is a farmer. Without the farmer, the number of farmers, the laborers, you cannot do the production. Then the third one comes, that is the capital. That is the capital. Again, capital is very important resource, very important factor. Without this, production cannot be stopped. So, capital means money. I can say in simple way, money required to do the production. If you have a capital, money in a hand, you will be able to buy a land. If you have land, then you will use the capital to buy the, or to hire the laborer, to buy the machines, to buy the raw material, etc. So capital is very important. Money is very important. To do the production of any goods and services, to start any company, any business, we need capital. There are two types of capital, dear children. There are two types of capital. One is fixed capital and another is working capital. So what is fixed capital and what is working capital? Fixed capital are the capital used to buy the fixed assets. Fixed assets. What I have written, dear children? Fixed capital are the capital used to buy the fixed assets. Now you will be confused, what is fixed assets? Fixed assets are those assets which is fixed for long time period. Example, furniture in your classroom, your school building, bus of your school, machine installed in your school, computer of your school. These are the assets which is fixed in the school for long time period. And to buy the fixed asset, we need more money, more capital. So, fixed capital are the capital used to buy the fixed assets like machine, building, furniture of your school, computer of your school, buses of your school are the example of fixed assets. And to buy these fixed assets of your school, you need fixed capital. Have you understood, dear children? So fixed capital are the capital used to buy the fixed assets. Now what is working capital? Working capital are the capital used to meet the day-to-day expenses of the business. वर्किंग कैपिटल क्या है? ये वो कैपिटल है जो कि यूज किया जाता है टू मीट द एक्सपेंसेस ऑफ डे टू डे, रोजमर्रे के खर्च को मीट करने के लिए जो बिजनेस में पैसा यूज किया जाता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड वर्किंग कैपिटल. अगेन एग्जांपल ऑफ योर स्कूल, टू रन द स्कूल, to meet the day-to-day expenses of your school, you need working capital. Example, to meet the expenses of electricity bill, telephone bill, internet bill, wages of the casual laborers. These are the money which are used, that is called working capital. So one more point I want to give you difference between fixed capital and working capital, dear children. If fixed capital need to start the business and the working capital need to run the business. To start the business we need fixed capital. By using the fixed capital we will buy the fixed assets like land, building, machine, furniture. But after that, to use everything we need the working capital, because we have to pay the salary to the employee, wages to the laborer, we have to meet electricity expenses and other expenses, water bill, telephone bill, raw material cost. So we need the working capital. So my dear children, I hope you have understood what is fixed capital and what is working capital. Fixed capital are the capital used to buy the fixed assets. Working capital are the capital used to meet the day-to-day expenses of the business. Fixed capital need to start the business and working capital need to run the business. Now dear children, important topic here, sources. Sources of capital. Sources of capital. From where we can get the capital, money, if we do not have. Then there are many sources. Dear children, to start the business many a time, a person do not have a money, capital. But he able to start the business. How it is possible? Because he brought that capital money from the sources. Or a farmer want to do the production of wheat and rice in the quintals, then he need a amount of money, and if he do not have, how he will able to do that? So he will go to the sources and he will bring this capital. Dear children, I will give a simple example. You know the water of sources, sources of water. There are different sources of water by which we can get the water. Accordingly, there are different sources of capital from where you can get the money. The first, which is you know very well, that is the bank. We can get the capital from the bank. If you are a farmer, then you can get the money, capital from the landlord or from the money lender, or you can get the money from your relatives, or you can use your self-earned money. So dear children, there are many sources of capital from where you can get the capital to start the business. Either bank, from where you can get the loan to start the business, but you have to pay it back. Landlord, in a rural area, olden days, the farmer used to borrow the money from the landlords, from the zamindars to do the production, to do the farming. Relatives, sometimes we borrow the capital or money from our relatives. Or many a time, person using his own capital which he earned before. So that can be also used. So these are the sources of capital. My dear children, under the organizational production, the last factor was knowledge and enterprise. To do or to start any business, we need knowledge. That is called Gyan. We need that. And we need the entrepreneur. Is the person who start the business, a businessman. So these are the things we require to do the production. I want to revise this particular topic. Dear children, we have learned organization of production, which is also known as factors of production. It means land, labor, capital, knowledge and enterprise, which we need to do the production. We know land is the first and foremost resource which we need to do to start the business. Second, labor who put his efforts, uses potentials to do the production. He uses his skills and knowledge to do the production. Then capital we need, which is very important to start the business. We know without capital we cannot start the business. And we have two types of capital, fixed capital and working capital. So I want to recapitulate, dear children, what we have learned today. We have learned today the meaning of economics, the meaning of economic and non-economic activity, the meaning of primary and secondary activity, and the organization of production, which is also known as factors of production. Dear children, you have to go to the ERP, download the assignments for this lecture, read the chapter and do that assignment in your economics or SST copy. Take a picture and submit on ERP. Thank you. Have a nice day.